Welcome to High Infidelity, the best cheating videos on YouTube. If you enjoy this content, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now let's get into the video.
Caught my wife cheating on me with her boss who happens to be a celebrity. Just like that, my whole life is gone. Her and I have been married for 6 years, but we've been together for 15. We only have one kid. We are a lesbian relationship, and I had no idea she was interested in guys until this occurred. I'm not sure I even know who she is anymore. She's not aware that I discovered it, and I'm still not emotionally prepared to address her right now. I haven't seen her in about 4 days, and she won't be returning home until Friday due to crucial business concerns, but I now know that it was also a made-up lie. She's presumably with her employer, reveling in her wealth and success. I just discovered out because all of our phone data had been synchronized when I upgraded my phone, and the texts were simply there. I can't seem to get it out of my thoughts. I never saw a reason to be skeptical of her since I trusted her so much. We've been together since we were kids and she never let me down. I'm completely taken aback, and I have no one to talk to since, after all, she's still my wife, and I don't want to hear anybody speak negatively about her. I'm quite sure this is no longer going to function. She dumped me for a guy, not another woman. I recognize a good-looking guy when I see one, and he is unquestionably one of them. I can't compete with him since he's wealthier and more successful than I am. I've seen him in movies and TV programs, and I've seen him in person. I used to have a lot of respect for him. I've never felt so belittled in my life. I'm not sure where I went wrong since everything went just as intended. We promised our kid a nice family, and she sabotaged it. Right now, he's the only thing keeping me sane. I would have done something risky if it hadn't been for him. She earns more money than I do, and divorce will be quite expensive. I'm still debating if I want to do it right now. Maybe she wants one as well. I need to speak to her, but doing so makes it real, and I'm not ready to confront that yet. I'm at a loss on what to do. I'm completely lost. I'm too old to start anew. What lady would want me at my age? And even if they do, it won't be the same connection I had with her. I let myself and my kid down. He should not have to bear the repercussions of her acts and my failing. He did not choose to be born into this world. We made a decision and made a pledge, but it didn't get us anywhere. I want to seek treatment and legal counsel, but for the time being, all I actually need is a buddy. Story 2. I found out my girlfriend was cheating on me. Sorry for the big text, but it's worth reading. I've been with this lady since 2017, and we've been together for 4 years and 6 months. Since 2020, we had to move away a little because she went to a college in the capital. But because of the pandemic, she spent about 6 months here still close to me, and we continued to see each other normally. I had to continue studying because I didn't go approved, and she had the loss of a very close family member. It was an unusual year in which we argued a lot and ended up splitting up at the end of the year. But a few weeks later we got back together and saw that there was a lack of dialogue between us, and that resolved. Our relationship improved 100%, and I promised her that I would visit there more often when your in-person classes resumed. Now that we're talking about 2021, our relationship was good. We didn't dispute or anything, thanks to our conversation agreement, which enhanced our relationship, and I was honoring my commitment. That changed after the first half of the year. We only saw each other again at the end of August, when I traveled. After that we could only see each other now in the beginning of December, because I had some setbacks in September, which were: I discovered a rare genetic condition, thrombocytopenic purpura, where I had to go through several specialists and exams. I had become refractory with the Army, and I had to study for the NM National High School exam. Despite this, I continued to try to meet her. I made myself available in September, but she stated she was too busy. I tried to go in October on Halloween, and she said she had a college paper to deliver, which was a lie because on Saturday the 30th, I asked her if she wanted to watch something for Discord, and she said she was going to a party in a ballad, and I only found out when she told me. If I didn't ask, I would never know. And I attempted to meet her twice in November, once before NM when I had completed my study program, and once after the exam, but I always had excuses. I just arrived on December 3rd. She was still reluctant to say that there were too many events, but I went anyway. She was normal with me when I arrived, during all this time without seeing me. She expressed that she missed me, that she loved me, that she was anxious to see me. The first day I was there, everything was normal. However, on the second day, things began to get strange. Sometimes she refused my kisses, more intimate touches. She tried to stop me with jokes. Until the night before we went to sleep, we had a conversation in which she said that I was in doubt. I asked her why and what it was, but she didn't tell me anything. I physically moved away from her that night, but she dragged me close and said I was too far away. On Sunday, we went to watch a series together and she spent most of it on her cell phone. I asked who it was and she said it was a friend who was having a birthday, and after a while we had another conversation where she said she was enjoying another one. I was extremely upset and went to sleep in the living room. We argued, but we ended up sleeping together again. On Monday morning, I grabbed her phone to check if anything was going on, and I discovered that she had been in a parallel relationship with this man since early October. I quickly jumped out of bed and began packing my luggage to return home. She awoke in the midst of the process, and I informed her that I had read the messages and knew everything. At that point, I began to say a lot of things to her, and she simply listened, saying nothing. I ended up waiting at her house until I had the time to go to the bus station because I missed the nearest bus. Before leaving, I tried to have a conversation with her, but it was more of an outburst in which I told her not to do this kind of thing with anyone else, and that if she wanted to break up, she should just talk, not declare herself single and start a relationship while still with me. I returned home. She had sent a message apologizing. I said I didn't. I tried to contact her twice by message, and in one of those messages I revealed to her that I had bought engagement rings that were in my suitcase to surprise her, and said that I was open for a conversation, but she was very harsh with me and said that she had nothing else to talk about, that we were both ignorant to each other, and ended up blocking each other. This week, by coincidence, I discovered the Discord server that she is a member of, along with this guy and his friends, and I caught all of her conversations with him since the beginning of October, leading me to believe that she knew him still in September. That is, there was not even a month at the time that I would have visited her, since I went at the end of August, and there were photos showing that he slept at her house, had and everything. She stayed the month of November all alone at home because her older sister had traveled with her mother, and of course, some messages that proved she was lying to her mother too, so he could go to sleep there. Aside from that, when I was on her side, I observed other weird things, such as the fact that our condoms were vanished. She was drinking tea, which is believed to be abortive, and she had a vaginal infection. Also based on the conversations I saw on her mobile phone, the man knew she was compromised since she told him everything she did or said to me. This also explains why a condom kit I had placed there was gone. I'm quite irritated and disappointed since I was going through a tough patch with my health and schoolwork. I was fatigued, and all I wanted to do was spend time with my girlfriend, but when I get there, she's still in a relationship, and we're now barred on all social networks. It hurts to be deceived by one of the people you trusted the most. The bad news is that I still have emotions for her, but I don't want to go back, and I can't forgive her there. I wonder whether she feels any sorrow, shame, or anything similar. I was never unfaithful to her. I was always a man who was always there for her and always tried to satisfy. I never failed to express affection or devotion. I had an issue with extreme jealousy of, but it faded over time as I learned to trust her. I don't know what to do anymore. I still want to talk to her, but she runs away from me and treats me as if I were the one who betrayed her. I can even understand betrayals in rare situations, such as my partner didn't appreciate me/treated me poorly. But this lady emerged who treats me nicely, and I selected her. But that was not the case with me. I always treated her well, lavishing her with love, attention, support, presents, and everything else. And ours was fantastic. When I was at her place in December, we had some private moments and she impulsively told me that I'm excellent in bed. There were times when I wished I could do more for both of us, but I'm not completely self-sufficient yet, and I'm only a student, which irritates me much. I was there for her when she was anorexic and had anxious bulimia. I was there when she was having mental and depression crises and wanted to kill herself. I had previously taken multiple knives away from her and treated her several wounds. My area is unsafe, so I left the home numerous times before dawn to be with her while she was mentally ill. When her family would go and left her alone at home with no food or anything, when she still lived in the same city as me, I would go to the market, buy her some items, and give them to her so she wouldn't go hungry. When she was being pursued and tormented at school, I was there to protect her. When she wanted to quit medical school, I encouraged her to keep going. When her father died, I was there for her, wiping her tears and saying, "Hey, it's okay, I'm here to help you. I know things can be difficult for you, your mother, and your sister, but I'm here to help. If necessary, I'll even work a shift to help you while you study to continue your dream. You don't need to give up." I told her that, and when I needed her the most, she was in her home with someone else. Update 1. I know she's simply been waiting along to take on the man, since they're really together. Update 2. I discovered she's been slandering my name to her pals. I do not deserve to be going through this.